Hello, guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. And today we are going to talk about creating thumbnails inside web workers using WebAssembly. So, have you ever been faced with a front end task that you are required to, like, maybe you are creating a file uploader, then you are required to generate thumbnails from those files? If you've not done such kind of task, I have. And I can tell you sometimes it gets out of hand quickly. Imagine you're working on a file uploader, like Google Photos. You're building a Google Photos clone, and your user is trying to upload thousands of, let's say, 100 images, high quality image. Your first instinct might to take the image and then kind of render them without reducing their size, but that comes with a performance hit. And in this project I worked with, I even had to like cater for a lot of extensions, GIF, SVG, PNGs, and JPEGs. I had to support all of those formats. So the first thing I did was to do this conversion in the web worker. So as I did the conversion in the web worker, I faced some issues. One is I was copying the images from my main thread to the web worker, which comes with the performance hit because that's a copy. So yeah. And number two is that I could not create thumbnails for SVG inside the web worker because there's no way I can render an SVG inside the web worker because there's no SVG renderer or that works inside the web worker. So yeah, that was a blocker for me, and I had to quit the project. So some few months ago, I started learning Rust, and I learned about WebAssembly. So I wrote my first WebAssembly package that allows me to, you know, to create thumbnails from pictures, and it's shipped with the SVG renderer. So this time around, I got over the barrier of rendering SVG inside the web worker. So the library I used was TinyScale, a part of Scale that actually renders static part of the SVG, the static subset of the SVG without animations. So yeah, so with that I was able to write a WASM module that allows me to create thumbnails for various kind of extensions performantly, very efficient. So it works for JPEGs, for PNGs, for SVGs, and for GIFs. So I'm planning to support WebP. So the name of this package is Tumble.js. So it's an npm, and we are going to create like a thumbnail creation page. So what we are going to do today is to create a file input. Then you select pictures you want to like kind of generate thumbnails of, and we generate this. Mind you, we are not going to write any backend. All the thumbnail generation are done on your front end, which is a very very awesome stuff. Cause you don't have to, cause it's a thumbnail, it's something temporal. You don't have to be making backend calls to Cloudinary or to Young Bespoke backend microservice that generates thumbnail. That's not what we are trying to do here. So we should be able to do the thumbnail generation on the front end, and that's what Tumble.js is about to achieve. So this is the library we are going to use. This is not the library, but I will search an npm and show the library. Tumble. So what's wrong? Yeah, yes, Tumble is highly performant because it is written in Rust. And yeah, it spawns a worker pool. So if you're having thousands of images, that's fine. Tumble creates a worker pool, and each of your images are in a task queue. So whenever a worker is idle, Tumble moves the task into the worker pool for it to process. So your jobs are the tasks are efficiently managed, and you get your response quickly. So we use transferable objects this time around. So your images have been transferred in from the main thread to the worker thread instead of copy. So since it's a transfer, we're not copying, and that gives us a significant performance boost, and it prevents your main thread from rendering, from blocking. Yeah, because when you copy a big file, your main thread kind of stutter, and it's going to be noticeable for weight transfer. So it transfers the array buffer from the main thread into the worker thread. And one thing to keep in mind is that whenever you transfer a value from one thread to another thread, once you've transferred it on that thread you transfer it from, you can no longer use that variable. So it has been transferred into the target or the receiving thread. So then once the receiving thread is done, you can transfer it back to the main thread, and that is when you can continue using that value. So and Tumble supports PNG, JPEGs, GIF, ICO, and SVG. So right here, I've set up a Webpack JavaScript and HTML boilerplate to get our job running. So let me start the server real quick. Let me install the packages. Yeah. So while we are waiting for the packages to be installed, the packages are already installed. So let me run the Webpack dev server, and you should see cool. So we have a little setup here, just a HTML page, a basic HTML page with an header and a input element. So we accept PNG, JPEG, GIF, and ICO. And we want to accept multiple uploads. So let's go into this and kind of start cracking. So first things first, we wanna kind of install Tumble. Yeah. We're gonna install Tumble. Yeah, so Tumble is being installed, and that is fine. So first things first is let's import Tumble. Yeah, cool. So then we initialize Tumble. Cool. So yeah, Tumble is ready. Cool. So the next thing is you wanna attach an event listener to these input elements. So to detect when our user selects a file and change the file. So we're gonna say document.get element by ID, get test, and then we add event listener, which is going to be a change. Yeah. So we want to get our files. So we can see target as let's custom event. Yeah. So, oh, oops. Okay. Don't mind the Hera stuff. I have solar lens on, so that's why it's kind of holding me responsible for the indentation and all this lack of proper formatting. I'll get that fixed in a moment. So let me format this document. Yeah. So cool. So let us see. Test if this works. Okay. So let me select some couple of files on my local drive. Okay, let's select 2 images. And let me see my console. Ooh. Oh yeah, we used the wrong file name, so let us kind of. Okay, so yeah, we can see our files that we selected. So this is cool. We have our files here. So first things first, once we look at this Tumblr API, we can also see that Tumblr gives us the thumbnail function that accepts an array buffer that is to be transferred into the Tumblr worker. Then we'll specify the format of the input image, then the size. Yeah. So that means we need to write an utility function that gets the extension of our file, of the selected file, and returns the appropriate Tumblr image format. So we can just go up here and describe get extension. Let me see, just get ext is equals to wow. So first things first is we wanna get our ext, right? I wanna split this and you can see ext is called here. So now we want to switch to lowercase. Yeah, so we want to switch our ext. Yeah, then we can see keys JPEG, and if this is default, I want to use Tumblr dot image format dot JPEG. Cool. So is I'm gonna play around with PNG. So we want to return Tumblr dot image format dot JPEG. Cool. So return here too. Cool. I just want to duplicate this, and I think yeah, we have an ICU support. So I'm gonna return ICU SVG. I'm gonna return SVG, and yeah, GIF support. So I'm gonna return GIF. Cool. So I think we're done with our function that returns and this. Should I disable these ESLint rules for now? Or I should just continue. Let me just continue. Oh, so now we want to like kind of send our files for Tumblr to generate the thumbnails. So we want to cause this is a file list, actually it's not an array. So what we want to do is to create an array from our file list. Yeah, so and for each of them, all we want to do is we want to Tumblr the thumbnail. Then we are going to import our transfer function which marks an array buffer as transferable. So then, which is being used to transfer the array buffer to the web worker. So now this is a file. A file is not an array buffer, but we can get an array buffer from a file like this. So then we get extension, we pass in our file. Then let's see 100 by 100. That's cool. So then let me use async. So const, then this one some name array image array. Alright, so can await this. So once Tumble is done processing, it transfers back an array buffer of the thumbnail. So first things first is after this we want to kind of create an image, document that's image. Then I want to set our image source to URL dot create object URL. So this takes in a blob or a file and creates a URL that can be accessed by the browser. URL that can be accessed by the browser in memory. So yeah, it's an object URL. So and the blob is simply short for a binary large object. And the difference between a blob and a file is simple. A file resides on your physical drive. It has a path and a file name. But a blob is just a representation of a file but in memory. It does not necessarily have a name or a path. It just resides on your memory. So yeah. So Tumble returns an image array buffer. So we need to convert. Remember we converted a file to an array buffer. Now we need to convert this image array buffer back into a blob or a file. So we can say new blob. So the view of our blob, we pass in the Tumble array buffer. Yeah, like this. That's cool. Yeah. So then we want to get the body of our stuff and append the image element. I mean, that's it. That's literally all what you need to do to get this up and running. And let us test things out and see if things actually work. So I want to generate thumbnail for today's. So these guys. Oh, split. Oh shit. Yeah. I want to split the name. Yeah. Not a transferable type. Okay, so what's wrong? Let me Google something real quick. Yeah, correct. Array buffer. You have a file here. I want to transfer the array buffer. So what's wrong? Okay. Let me run this again and see what's wrong. You know what? You know what's going on here? Oh yeah. This is actually a promise. The documentation here is a promise, so we need to have with this. So yeah, okay, cool. So it should work now. So yeah, cool. We can see our thumbnail has been generated. Let me reduce the size a bit. Let me use 80 or something. Yeah. Literally, our thumbnail is being generated with little to no code. Haha. Let me kind of use a GIF, generating a thumbnail for a GIF. ASAP. That's it. With this, we've eliminated the need of a backend server or something like Cloudinary to generate thumbnails. We can do it right on our front end. Another really cool thing you can achieve with this is if you want to generate thumbnail for files on the website, it's quite easy now to do, you know. And that is freaking awesome. So yeah, I mean that's it. We're done with this. Let us kind of do a stress test. Let me kind of find images on my computer and let us kind of see how fast this thing runs. Just kind of take every image you can lay our hands on and let us see how performant this is going to be. Now that's 27 MB worth of pictures, and I think I still have more images here. I want to crack it up. Okay. Damn. So I think we have a little bit of bug. We have a little bit of bug here. Okay. Let's see. What does that extension do? Means PNG, the ICO, the SVG, the GIF. Oh shit! It's meant to be a PNG. Yeah, nice one. Oh yeah, so let's just kind of select all the images we can lay our hands on and try this again. Yeah, that's freaking fast. That's the power of WebAssembly. This is the repo in case you want to read more on how to use Tumble, how Tumble works. Yeah, and I think we've come to the end of our tutorial. But before you go, actually this Tumble library actually solves a problem. A Stack Overflow question that is 5 years old, and this answer recently got accepted. Coincidentally, I didn't even know about this issue when I was writing the library, but then it solved the problem, and that's cool, right? So you can see suggestions here, suggesting you should create a service to kind of render the SVGs to PNGs and do all those funny things. I mean, but now with the recent advancement of WebAssembly, you can do native stuff on the web directly. 20 MB SVG, which we just handled 27 MB picture with no hiccup. I'm sure we can do a 2 gig worth of images with no hiccup with WebAssembly. That's how performant it is. So a quick note on how things work. If you go to our network tab and we choose WASM, we can actually see the loaded WASM module. So it's going to be in WebAssembly. It has been compiled to WebAssembly. So yeah, this is the module that is actually responsible for doing the thumbnail conversion. Yeah, it's generated from Rust side using WASM bindgen and WASM pack. Yeah, this is the end of the tutorial. Like, comment and share, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to see more awesome videos like this, you can reach out to me and give me a video suggestion idea, because I still don't have an idea of videos to work on, but I know you guys can suggest video ideas for me on what to touch. Yeah, till then, peace.